Guys, we literally just launched the Kickstarter. You seeing that? You seeing that? It's the very first hour of the Kickstarter. Pretty amazing. My head's going a mile a minute, and I will update you guys in a bit because it's chaos over here. Hello my loves, welcome back to Zeke's Lunchbox. We are in a new phase in Zeke's world with this channel, with my art career. A plan that we set out to do and accomplish 3 years ago worked. I'm gobsmacked, I'm in shock. It's taken me a while to get around to show you the deck that we've been working on because it's been a whirlwind for a couple of days, and now I'm just finally getting my bearings. So thank you for being patient and waiting for me to talk about the actual deck in more detail. If this is your first video here, subscribe, welcome. I've been working on a tarot card deck and it's finally come to fruition. The Kickstarter. If you guys backed the Kickstarter, I'm so grateful to you for being on this journey, being patient, and then backing the Kickstarter. It means so much to have you guys be so dedicated and, I don't know, really show out for all of this. I didn't have that many doubts that we would reach our goal, but I wasn't planning, well, Julian and I weren't planning on reaching that goal so soon. If you haven't heard the good news, our Kickstarter reached full funding of our base goal. We were 111% funded within the first 24 hours, I think just under 24 hours. So that was fantastic. The very first day of launching the Kickstarter was amazing and it's been awesome ever since. I will talk about the Kickstarter a little bit more towards the end and our plans for all the stretch goals. We have unlocked one of the stretch goals, which is a sticker sheet. It features little mini versions of all the major cards. I will show you the size of it. So this will be the size of the sticker sheet, and then it'll feature 23 individual stickers on the sticker sheet. So much like my other sticker sheet that's available on my website, it will just come with all of these cute little mini stickers. Just to manage expectations for how big you think the sticker sheet is, it is actually quite small, so all the stickers are a little bit smaller. If you backed the Kickstarter, you will receive one of these sheets with every order. One sticker sheet per customer, I believe, is how we're going to do it. Just logistically, if we try and do more than that, it becomes too complicated to try and coordinate that with everybody. We'll see when it comes to logistics how all of that goes. I would like to give you guys a bonus sticker sheet, but for now you will get one sticker sheet per order for free. And then yeah, I'll talk about the stretch goals later. Let's just talk about the actual deck. This is a prototype. I want to manage expectations for you guys just looking at this example compared to the final example. Yes, the box will look very similar to this. It's just, the final deck will have a bunch of tweaks. First of all, you can see the shine on this. I don't believe our final deck will be this shiny and glossy. It'll more be matte with holographic foil highlights. So I will pop out an example of the render that we have so you get a better idea of what parts are going to have the holographic printing. As you can see, I've got the artwork that I did this time last year of the front of the box. I believe I posted on Instagram stories the story and all the symbolism that lives within the front artwork here. I don't believe it's posted anywhere else, and I think it's unpinned, but that was a long time ago. I won't explain it now. It'll just be in the booklet that will come with the tarot box. Every single element that is popped into the deck has some kind of symbolism and meaning. And then we also have the logo that my partner Rel designed. He nailed the brief. I gave him lots of reference materials and told him exactly what I wanted. The logo for me feels very dark crystal, 80s fantasy. To me, it still feels kind of contemporary. I don't know, I have no other way of describing it except all that chrome NFT art. It kind of reminds me of that. I really like how celestial and otherworldly it feels, so very excited and happy about that. And then on the sides here, we just have the other version of the logo. The final box will pretty much be like this, but matte finish, foil, and I'm not sure about these front ends or these short ends. I'll have to discuss that with you guys in a different video. To stop me from ranting, I might change this part. And then once you open it up, you have these cute little details on the side here. Again, I think I want to tweak this ever so slightly, and then a little starburst on the sides. Same on the other side. Now, the inside has this really cool insert that's like a rainbow. The final deck, we are unsure if that's going to be the case. Before I move on, I need to talk about the scale of the box. This is the box size from our manufacturer, but this prototype is by a different manufacturer. We couldn't afford to get the sample from our final manufacturer because they are expensivo. We are going all the way out with really high quality printing. This printing finish of this stuff is like the cheapo stuff, relatively cheap. As you can see, very, very different sizes. We were initially planning with going with this size, but upon looking at the bigger one and just how like epic the project is, I'd really like to go a larger size. However, we haven't quoted for that, so I'd like to make it happen, but if it's not feasible financially, it will just have to be the smaller size. It doesn't change the size of the decks, it just means that the box is a little bit more grandiose. Another thing that this box doesn't have are these little cutouts on the sides, and that just makes it a little bit easier to open. The finish of this box, because it is shiny and it doesn't have the cutouts, it's really hard to open. So it's really good being able to see this one. It kind of opens and closes just like when you get a new phone and it feels like it's got that vacuum seal. It's really, really satisfying. The finish will be kind of similar to this one. As you can see here, it's got the foil. So if you could use your imagination and kind of imagine the different finishes, there you go. And the different scales. That's the insert. Again, I'd like to keep it, but it might not happen for the final box. I'm just showing you guys the difference between the prototype and the final box. All of the cards. These are a gloss finish. Our final cards won't be like that. Again, I really need to cement it to you guys that this is the prototype. The prototype won't be like the final deck that you will be receiving. The final cards will more be like this finish. It's more of a satin finish rather than a high gloss finish. I don't know if you guys can see the difference there. This is the high gloss, this is the satin finish. I would prefer the satin finish just because it looks, it's not as distracting, and I just prefer the look of this one. And then on the back of the card, we will also have holographic foil printing. I'm having doubts about the artwork on the back of this one, but I will save that for a different video. Prototype doesn't have the foiling on the edges, so ours will have pink foiling on the edges, just like in the mock-up that we've generated for you guys so you can see it properly. All right, that's the deck. So those are the differences with the prototype. I'm gonna move on to the collector's bundle because I have barely spoken about the collector's bundle because it's just been a massive cluster mess over the last couple of days. So the collector's bundle, if you guys want to just get a tiny little bit more merch and put some more money into the project and into the Kickstarter, we have a higher tier that includes a pin, 4 postcards, and a wall hanging, as well as the deck. All right, the pin is a 5-colored gold enamel pin. It has a red rubber back to clasp it together. The rubber is like a lot more friendly on the skin if you're going to wear it on a shirt or a jacket, so the metal doesn't like scrape or scratch. And if you're unfamiliar with where this artwork comes from, it is based on the 3 of Swords tarot card. I love looking at the two of them come together. It's like ripped right out of the artwork, and it's really exciting seeing a pin come to life of the artwork. I feel like this pin is going to be really, really timeless. Some people may say that it brings bad karma, but I feel like the 3 of Swords is about literally wearing your heart on your sleeve, not being afraid to be vulnerable despite all the heartache. When you pledge to the collector's bundle, you will get one of these pins. And then another thing that you'll be receiving is a postcard set of all the queens in the tarot card deck. So the Queen of Wands, Swords, Cups, and Coins. The queens are some of my absolute favorite cards in there. If you want to see the making of those cards, I will link that down below. I just feel like the queens are really strong. I love the scale of the queens. You can use them as bookmarks or just place them up on a wall so you can have something up on your wall to remind you of the project. This time last year, we did our very first Kickstarter, which were the 2 limited edition prints and another wall hanging of the sun. This time around, we brought back the wall hanging and we are doing the strength artwork. For me, you know, having the strength artwork up on a wall, I feel like it's really good karma. It's a good daily affirmation. It's a good reminder to lead with strength, but with more feminine, caring strength rather than like full aggressive masculine strength. I'm not playing into gender stereotypes. That's just like what the cards are kind of about. It's all about leading with your heart and being strong with softer feminine traits. I've been living with the wall hanging for a couple of weeks now. I love it. It's obsessed, truly obsessed. I'm going to hang up all of my other wall hangings eventually. Lastly, our stretch goals. So I mentioned that we have unlocked the sticker sheet, but we are, I believe, only like $1,500 away from reaching the second stretch goal, which is to unlock this little velvet pink pouch. It comes with the Arcana moth logo on the front here, and then the Zeke's Lunchbox logo on the side as well. The smaller deck that we are proposing to do, it fits perfectly fine and fits like super snug. You pop that in a drawer and then you won't get any dust on it. I think also the pouches are good about like keeping the energy locked into the deck. But if we decide to go with the bigger box, we'll make a bigger pouch. Don't you worry. If you're watching this, you've already pledged, you can add like another sticker sheet or add maybe a pin to your order, and that'll boost us to get to the 60K mark to unlock this pouch. Maybe you're new and you want to back the Kickstarter. Make sure you do it sooner rather than later so we can activate and unlock the pink pouch. Just so you know, with Kickstarter, because I'm getting a lot of people who are like, I'm waiting for payday. You don't have to wait for payday with Kickstarter. A pledge is just like a promise that you make that you will pay that amount at the end of the campaign. So you won't be charged for your Kickstarter pledge until the 29th of October. And I believe that's the 29th of October Australian time, but I will have to confirm with you guys later on. So if you're in America, just make sure that you have the money ready to go around the 28th or the 29th, just because we are a day ahead in Australia. I hope that clarified it all. If you need more information though, just head over to the Kickstarter. We've spent a lot of time making sure it all makes sense. And also if you head over to the Kickstarter, you will see that we have some other stretch goals that we are dying to announce. I want to do 2 extra cards and I really, really want to share the artwork with you guys. So let's get to 60K ASAP. As soon as we hit there and like secure that amount, I will announce and show you guys the extra cards. And I have a vlog about that coming up. If you've never pledged to a Kickstarter before, the way Kickstarter works is that the audience pledges to make the deck happen. So now once the campaign ends, it'll take about 2 weeks for that money to clear, and then we'll spend maybe about 2 months or so really making sure that the final deck is perfect. I still have to finish 5 artworks. By the time we get to November, I'll pump those out really quickly, but I really want to overestimate the time it takes for us to finalize the deck and also design the booklet, just so I can make sure that the final product is perfect and I'm 100% happy with it. And then manufacturing should take about, I'm overestimating, and we've just said 2 months, so hopefully around mid-January to February, including the shipping. It should take about that much time. March and April, that's when we'll start dispatching. Fingers crossed, that's the plan. Then hopefully by May in 2022, you guys will receive your decks. I just want to be flat out about the timeline, let you know what we're kind of planning over the next 6 months. I know it's a really long time between backing and then getting your order, but with Kickstarters, that's actually a pretty short amount of time. Sometimes Kickstarters, you wait for your order for like 2 years. Sometimes I've backed Kickstarters and the orders just never come. It's almost here. It just needs some tweaking, a little bit of finishing, and we still have a couple of weeks to go before the campaign ends. Our big goal is to reach $100,000. You guys might see that as being really excessive, but like a good quarter of that goes to, you know, paying for all the stuff that we've had to pay for. So all the marketing, the prototypes, the press, and then another amount of that full total goes to actually manufacturing the deck, and then also all the shipping costs, which is going to be pricey because shipping is free on our campaign. And then the rest of the profit is money that Julian and I wholeheartedly deserve. In total, if we make $100,000, my pay will be 30 grand. I'm trying to be as like open and honest with you guys. I don't know many people who would accept 30 grand for 3 years of work, but that's the price that I'm happy to receive. I've worked on this project for 3 years for free. You imagine getting paid $0 for that amount of time. I deserve to get paid, and I'm not ashamed to say it, okay? And I still think that amount of money and that profit is really, really humble. So you guys, please help us get to our massive goal of $100,000. We still have 23 days to go. By the time this video comes out, maybe 22 days to go. Please, please share the project with as many people as you can. It makes a huge difference. And I'm just excited to give you guys more content and more behind the scenes of what we've been working on. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe, back the Kickstarter ASAP. You won't be charged until the 29th of October. See you in the next video. Catch you later. Bye.